Welcome everybody to the new LeetCode series, and I'm going to be solving LeetCode questions, and I'm going to teach you how to get through them one by one. What's up everybody? This is a new Welcome everybody to a new LeetCode series, and in this series I'm going to be solving LeetCode questions using the neetcode.io website. It's one of the best to prepare for coding interviews. So you go to the sign in button here and try to authenticate with a Google or a GitHub account. I'll go with Google and I'll just log in with my Google account. So you can see over here I have this account. I'll just use the Google OAuth authentication. I'll continue with this, and once we're done you'll have me logged in. We'll have to go to the practice over here. So over here you can see there's stats on the left. We have the blind 75 here, and then the NeetCode 150, and then we have NeetCode all. So if we go to the blind 75, we'll see that we have some options here, but the thing is we're gonna go one by one. So the first thing that we got to do is the arrays and hashing. So let me just go down a little bit over here and click on arrays and hashing, and you'll see that the first question is contains duplicate. So we'll open this up in a new tab, and this opens LeetCode. So one thing cool about this website is that it has all these questions with the type. So arrays and hashing is the first thing we're going to be doing. It tells that it's the contains duplicate question. It tells the difficulty. It has the video solution here if you want to watch it, and then it has the LeetCode question. So first of all, I'm going to sign into LeetCode as well. So make sure we just Google OAuth this as well. At the moment I don't have a LeetCode account, so I'm going to have to sign up. I'm going to have to give a username. Remember, this is all being done from scratch so everyone could follow along. So let me just give myself this username. Password I'll give and then I have to confirm my password. Looks like we have to do must be 8 characters. 1 minute. So I didn't match it. Let me just check one more time. Okay. 1 minute. What's happening here? Okay, now I believe it's gonna match. Still not matching. Okay, now it's matching. And the email address. Okay, so now that I've completed everything, I'll sign up. Username cannot be used. Please choose another username. Well, I'll say hires-bit and see if this is existing or not. So sign up. There you go. Cannot be used. Choose. Okay, I think we can't use this. So let's just say, or like this, or maybe something like, okay. Let me just see. Sign up. It's not gonna work. Okay. So let's see this. Okay, so now it worked. So make sure you save your login credentials somewhere safe so that you don't forget them. So I normally put them in a like a file or something separately so that I could easily access them later on. So that's what my recommendation is before you create any kind of account. Just save it somewhere safe. So just in the moment I'm actually saving my account for new LeetCode account. Okay, so I'm just gonna give the username and then the password. One other thing is the LeetCode website, and then we have the username, and then we have the password. So LeetCode account, we'll just have the email. Basically, we logged in with Google OAuth. So, so I logged in with Google OAuth. Okay. Now, hi LeetCoder, what brought you here? Now you could just say learn and enhance coding skills, prepare for interviews, and get job offers. So we'll just click on this one. Next. So which operation best describes your coding skill? Well, we'll just consider ourselves as a beginner at the moment, alright? So we'll just say hello LeetCoder. Okay, choose the topics you are interested. So we'll just say, well, we're interested in data structures and algorithms. Okay. Then after that, there's LeetCode 75, ACE coding interviews with 75 questions. You could join that. Must-do list for interview prep, and then we have these are just like things that you might have. Excel implementation skills and 50 questions. So basically, you could start. Now you could see this. This is my LeetCode dashboard. One thing that I really want to do right now is change the theme and make it a little dark. So I go to the appearance in my account options. So my playground. Um, you cannot manage your playground until you verify your email. So make sure you verify your email. You go to gmail.com. Just verify your email address. And just say, thanks for signing up with LeetCode. You must follow this link to activate your account. So just follow this link and you should activate your account, confirm email address, and then congratulations, you have confirmed your email address successfully. Now you can basically go here and go to the I think we can maybe. I was thinking my playground. What we want to do is we basically want to have the theme dark. Yes, coming in 20 minutes. Nee, I don't. Beast me. So over here we have orders, session, journey, progress. I can't find it actually. So I'm just trying to find the way I could go through this. Just want to, if the theme can't be changed, I mean it really doesn't matter. We're not forcing to change the theme. So you can see over here console application, run and React, create a new playground. But what we want to do is we basically want to start with this contains duplicate. So now let's go and solve this problem out. The way we're going to be solving a problem is pretty simple. Introducing dynamic layout. Unleash your potential with an immersive and flexible coding environment. Show, run, and submit buttons. Show, run, and submit buttons in toolbar or code editor. So it's recommended just use the toolbar, just whatever's the way to go. You can change the preference at any time in the settings. Enable dynamic layout. So you can see over here we have a central hub for key tools such as run, code, submit, and notes, etc. So we have this problem. There you go. Now this is how we're going to be solving it. Again, I'm just seeing if you could. I'm just trying to see. I have the dark. Yep. Now it looks good. Alright. So now it's time to finally solve a LeetCode question. Okay. So the first thing is we're gonna have to look and read this statement. Contains duplicate. So we know that this is an arrays question, right? You can see over here we have an arrays and hashing question. So given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. So basically, you have to return true if there's like duplicates, and false if like everything is unique. So an example here is like nums 1 2 3 1, and then we have true over here. We have 1 2 3 4, and we have false over here because everything was unique. Over here was true because 1 and 1 repeated. Okay, so over here we have 1 1 1 and then 3. Obviously this is true because there's a lot of repetition. Now this is like the constraints, like the numbers dot length should be in between these parameters. So you basically have 1 and 10 raised to the power 5. That's too much. And then we have num sub I, which is the element for each index. It should be within this range, meaning like it could also contain negative numbers. So these are just some extra info, and then you have to just think about some solution where you could come upon, and then go over here on the right and start solving it. So over here what I see is that we have a bool return type, and we see that we're C++ by default, and I'm going to continue with C++. So we have contains duplicate, and we have a vector int ampersand nums. So basically it's a vector of numbers just like this. Pretend this is the input, and we want to check if it's true or false, right? It's duplicate, so it's basically true. So we could use some data structure which is called the set. So the unordered set, we could use the unordered underscore set, and it basically contains like a type. The type that it would contain is an int, and you could say set, or you could just call it hash set. Okay, and then what you would do is you would have to include this somewhere up here. So in hash include unordered un underscore set. Okay, so over here we have hash set. Remember, this some of these could be wrong, the syntax, and that's why I'm going through it like this, so that you could also understand. Like, we make mistakes and we solve it. Now we have this hash set. I didn't write it properly. Okay, so this hash set has to contain the elements, right? So we could use a for loop, and we could say I is equal to 0, I is less than the nums dot size function, because that's the function for vector, and we have the incrementation operator. I'm using postfix incrementation. It really doesn't matter at the moment. So what we could do is we could put it if that it contains inside the hash set. So if you don't have it, so if hash set does not contain it, okay, hash set, just say does not contain, okay. So if it doesn't contain, you would put hash set dot insert or something. That's the function, hash set dot insert, and you put it inside the number. So basically what it is, it's numbers sub I, okay, whatever that number is. And if suppose it doesn't, so you could basically say, so if it does not contain, and if it contains, so you could just return true here because you found the duplicate. And if it passes all these correctly, if it contains, then you could return false because everything was distinct. Now of course there's one thing that we might need, this thing, like hash set does not contain the element, right? And then we put it inside the element. So how do we go about this, right? So what we could do is there's a function called find. So what we could do is I would say hash set dot find, and then we say number, whatever we're looking for, right? And we're looking for the number. So basically, it's called the nums sub I. If that thing, look, so we say if hash set dot find num sub I, and that thing does not include it, so not equal to, we have hash set dot end function. So if it does not equal to the end, meaning that you cannot find it. So basically it says that it's not within this hash set. Okay, this not equal to end means that it's not within the if the element is not within the set, then what you do is you insert it, else you return true if, because it's already duplicate. So you could just change the name for this. I would say it's a set, or you could just say, you know, set like this. One thing we could say is scene, because one really cool thing is that you already saw it or not, so you could just say unordered set int scene, and then, you know, you could just say scene whatever this is, and you could just make sure, like, you could add everywhere, over here, and just say scene. Okay, so now we have everything done. We could test out our thing. So over here we have control, and I think this is a comma or something. Control and I think backtick. No, so it's control and comma or something. Yeah, so control and comma, and it's running up our code and judging, and there you go, wrong answer. So over here we have first case was good, and in case 2 it's wrong. So over here you can see in the case 1 there was a duplicate and it returned true, everything was good. Alright, in case 3 it was a duplicate and it returned true, really good. But in case 2, when there was a unique element, output was true, what expected was false. Why was it true? So let's just test this out. Okay, so it was a unique comparison, and if the number wasn't there, you inserted it, and if it was there, so what I'm seeing is that suppose there's a number, let's suppose 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, the first one will go in here, and it will say it's not in the set, so it will insert the element inside of it, and then it won't return true, right? And it will go to the next one, which is 2. It's not in the set, right? So it basically okay, now I understand. It would go inside and put it in the set. It won't return element, and it would just go to the next one, which is 3. It would put it inside. It won't return true, and then it would go in the fourth one. It would put it inside and return true, and then after that, when the for loop breaks, it should return false. It should return false because the element still doesn't exist, but for some reason it returns true. So this is the question that, you know, you should also identify what could be the root cause. It could be really simple that I'm missing out. So, you know, it's always going to the else part whenever there's some bad part. Like if it's not in there, then it would go to the else part. Okay, now I understand what I did. I mixed up the thing. This means that if there is an element, if the element is in the set, okay? If you want to say if it's not in the set, and then you have to do this, okay? If the element is not within the set, you have to do double equal. meaning it's all the way to the end. Then you could insert it, else you could return true. This should fix the issue. So let's just control and comma here. And 1 second. Okay, so let's just remove this part. This was just for testing. You could just snip it out. And let's just run it one more time. So it's speed up, judging, and there you go. There you go. All of them is perfectly solved. The reason is that I made a blunder here and I said scene.find not equal. And not equal means that like suppose it's already in there, right? And I could understand. Look, I'll tell you the way we could understand this. If scene.find equal to scene.end, meaning that it's till the end. Okay, it like the set was exploring the whole thing, and it went all the way to the end and saw that there was nothing in there, right, with the element associated. So you could just say, okay, I'm gonna put it inside. And if I say not equal to end, meaning that it's now inside the set. You found the element and now you could actually return true or not. So the other way I was thinking of is like if it's like if the element is within the set, right? With not equal to, meaning it's within the set, you could just return true here. And then in the else case, what you could do is just add the element, because now if like the element is in there, you could just say scene dot insert and just put in the number sub I. This would also solve the problem efficiently. So you could just basically run this as well, and it would give you the same exact solution. So okay, so you got an error expected semicolon after the return statement. Check out the line number 12. So you could go over here, line number 12, which is right here. Forgot the semicolon, and now run it again, and then you should have the problem solved again. So that was our first question that we solved, and it was super easy and super simple. And we're gonna move on to the next one soon.